Right, hello everyone, welcome back to FTRL and thank you for joining us for round 2 of the Challenge Championship. We're coming from Spa tonight and the challenge tonight is a 100% race distance, so 44 laps of the iconic circuit. Helping me broadcast tonight's action is FTRL Panini. Evening buddy.
Afternoon. Like I say, we're trying to get through this quick because we've only got one shot of quality tonight, so it's going to happen very quickly. Well, it looks dry for this one qualifying lap that they're all going to get, so see if anyone bottles it or roof.
Well, there's normally one and that one would probably be me, but I'm here so I'm safe.
I'm not going to lie, I want to see a bit of rain in the race, but I mean, if you have a wet race on 100% distance, it's going to take nearly 2 hours.
Well, the broadcast has given me last week's race winner onto the podium.
Which had a message from a certain FTRL Aaron, aka the league owner. He's going to be jumping in at some point, but it'll just be in the background. So, oh, we've had a bottle. It just so happens that it's Matt Cause that did it. oh.
We've lost
FTRL
Ox as well.
Ox. Oh. Boys, I know you don't like Tim McLaren because they're winning the constructors currently, but treat those cars with some respect, please, because one of them is mine. There you go. It's going to be interesting to see who gets pole on a one-lap shootout.
Yeah, well, the top positions keep flickering around. Currently Remco's sitting on top.
Well, I've just checked and it looks like Chicken Dude and on the podium are both disqualified. And Catamins is retired now, so... Are we going to see Goy Carp in the top 10? He's currently in 9th place, one behind our two-time back-to-back Big One champion Dutch Trucks. Remco snatches it by 4/10. Obviously been doing his homework.
You mean sweating?
Yeah. And I believe I just saw Goy Carp starting in 10th place.
Well, we will confirm it. Once everyone syncs up. Okay, so all Red Bull front row, Remco and Plexit, CJ Payne and Tico in 3rd and 4th. FTRL Bottle, formerly known as Hammer Time 95, is in P5 with Cress alongside. Panda and Dutch Tricks in 7th and 8th. Super Jills and Goy Carp qualifying in P10. Hattori Donzo and Catamies lining up in 11th and 12th. Matt Cause and Agent Panda 13th and 14th. With Chicken Guy onto the podium and Ox rounding off the grid.
Can I just say that Matt Cause set no time, therefore he hadn't disqualified his lap, therefore he crashed at Eau Rouge. So, well done Matt Cause. Stream chat. Ravers highlighting that Goy Carp's 10th and Donzo is 11th. So great qualifying from those two. Oh, that looks overcast. Aaron's predicting 11 finishes tonight and CJ to win. I mean, for CJ to win, he's got to finish the race, which is something he hasn't managed so far this season, unfortunately. But I hope he gets to the end today.
Right, Matt Cause has readied up, so the timer will have started.
I'm not gonna lie, I do like looking at a DHL board, but I do prefer looking at the grids, so... And I believe the guys are running formation lap, but don't hold me to that.
Well, the last message I saw was formation lap is on.
Formation lap is on. Cool.
There we go. So, 44 laps of Spa lay ahead. The conditions appear to be overcast, so is wet weather on the cards tonight. One thing I hope we don't see is what happened in last season's performance race, where pretty much half the field was wiped out at the end of turn 1.
I've just noticed something.
What have you just noticed?
Dutch Tricks and Super Jills are all starting on the soft tyre.
Hmm.
So in other words, Panda just out-qualified Dutch Tricks on the same tyre. Does Panda have his pace back? We know he's just received his new dog in his life, Hamish. We've seen video evidence of this, so like, cute little pupper. Has that brought his pace back? I don't know.
Well, we know his internet connection's back.
Unless Hamish ate through the cable.
There is that. Let's hope that isn't proven to be true.
Oh, we've got some of the boys in the chat. We've got Foggy from our GT League in here. We've got Peteman back in Donzo and Team Ravers, even though Ravers isn't racing. We actually have a young Dan Summers in the chat. I seem to remember that name from somewhere. I believe it was an old admin, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah, the name seems familiar.
Nah, nice to see you, Dan. Nice to see you back. Ravers suggesting Plexit, CJ and Dutch for a top 3 with 8 DNFs. Got Blue Phoenix back to chat. He's a regular viewer now, so nice to see him. And Ravers pointing out that everyone starting outside the top 10 is on the super soft tyre.
Yeah, they are indeed.
So does that suggest we're going to see some wet times coming in?
Well,
I don't know.
I think the other tyre available here is the Ultra Soft, and no one's gone for that. So, longer stints are on the cards here.
Can I just say that everybody made it around the formation lap?
There's a better shot. Right, we've got 5 lights on at Spa. Challenge round 2 is underway. Looks like a decent start from the front row. Is everyone going to get round cleanly?
Bit of contact at the back between on the podium edge and Panda, but no throttling damage.
Well, so far so good.
Oh, Macron's gone wide at Rouge, but he's brought it back onto track just in front of Guy Carp.
The slipstreaming begins down the Kemmel Straight. They're 3 wide heading down to the chicane. And CJ has just got both Red Bulls in one corner.
Chicken Guy hit the back of Matt Collins and has got throttling damage. He's just been overtaken on track round the outside by Guy Carp.
Guy Carp making moves.
Is CJ going to turn this into a Div 2 race from last season? Get to the front and pull away?
That's a lot of cars trying to filter through Pooh on side by side.
I'm pleased you said it, that was too big a mouthful for me. Aaron's happy with the move that CJ pulled, so...
Oh, there's a late move by Panda on Dutch.
Oh! Guy Carp's run wide. He's lost all of that places they made him.
Oh, there's contact, there's a spin. It was Super Jills.
Super Jills pills.
He got tagged and I didn't see who it was that tagged him. I think it was Matt Cause, possibly.
Oh. Donzo and Agent Panda have been travelling the grass together. I don't know what happened.
Well, I think it's fair to say it's
But I
been a
believe
pretty eventful first lap.
Panda got front wing damage. So Panda is in pit lane. Oh, he's got 5-second stop go as well. CJ is trying to run away, but Plexit is now in that slipstream. And he's bringing Remco along for a party. You have a party with 3 people? I don't know. Anyway, back to stream. Chat to me trying to look inside of Matt Cause. Oh, that was contact. But he's made the move.
Yellow in sector 1.
I'm going to guess that was Agent Panda or Rouge. Or should we go first in the sector? Ravers has pulled his factor the day out. Super Joe's lasted even less. Not 100%, he goes on a 50%. I believe he was helped this time, so that sort of goes against that a little bit.
So I don't think that was of his own making.
Oh,
And we've lost Ox.
Ox was gone. That was Blanchimont, I think.
Yeah.
I got a corner right, woo!
You got a corner right, well done Pagani.
Plexit with fastest lap.
He looks to have a run on CJ here.
One of our viewers, Blue Phoenix, reckoned it was Matt Cause that clipped Super Jules.
I thought it might have been, but
I know both McLarens were near him, but
yeah, I don't know which one got him. And both Red Bulls have got CJ.
We got payback on CJ for the movie.
But CJ's up the inside of Remco. He's not giving that one up.
Matt Cause back up the inside academies.
Well, that battling's allowed Tico to close up now.
It has indeed, and I know why Matt Cause is fighting so hard, because onto the podium is catching them. And the last thing Matt Cause wants in front of him is onto the podium.
I remember him saying something similar about me in the Div 2 race round here last season. Then he got stuck behind me for about 10 or 11 laps. He got past me in the end, but yeah.
Anywhere near Matt Cause crash helmet if you get stuck behind onto the podium for 40 laps at Spa. Yeah, Tico's definitely in this battle for this lead now.
And Bottle looks like he's got a run on
Chris. Oh, I don't think Remco meant to send it, but he tagged the inside of CJ into the bus stop. I think he got away without damage though. Got Tico around the outside into turn 1 on Remco. He's got the better drive.
Dutch Tricks has got past Bottle at turn 1. And if I seem a bit hesitant saying Bottle, it's because that's a new gamer tag I've got to get used to. It may take a few laps.
He's moved away from Hammer Time 95 to FTRL Bottle after his bad start of the season, which I think is a little bit much. I mean, he had a good last season in Div 2, but
Matt Call's picking up a time penalty for corner cutting.
He's obviously very hard on himself, which is understandable. A few of the guys running wide at the left-hander that was called No Name, but I think it has a name now. So we've got someone else in the chat, Neats Main saying Team Donzo, so it appears the Ravers fan club has left Team Ravers. Obviously not racing tonight, but Oh, Dutch is skirting with danger. He nearly clipped the wall coming on the back straight. And that's allowed FTRL Bottle to get a run on him coming at the bus stop chicane.
Gonna have a look.
Going for a better exit maybe? I don't know.
He's got to be careful because Panda's sniffing around now.
I think Panda is very underrated in Div 1 and in Challenge. Like, he always puts in a performance when the internet allows him.
Yeah, he's within range, but Bottle's going to have DRS off of Dutch. Meanwhile, up front, Tico's gone into P2. He's just got past CJ.
Tico won a mission? I mean, he looked quick in the Div 1 race. On Monday. In case anybody is interested and they're not watching the football currently, it's Man City 2, Tottenham 2, with 11 minutes gone. So, well, we're pleased that you're watching us rather than football, but we'll just give you some highlights in case you wanted to know.
Dutch has managed to break away from Bottle by a couple of attempts this lap. Might enable him to focus more on Cress ahead.
He did pull away, but he did also gain a 3-second penalty. Which, on lap 5 of a 44 lap race, isn't good.
You said about Tico being on a mission, fastest lap of the race, and he's within DRS range of Plexits.
Blue Phoenix spouting the knowledge tonight. Matt Claus is struggling, falling back. He is indeed. You know, 3.7 seconds behind Panda, who's only 1/10 behind Bottle. Winning the DRS section. Oh, we have onto the podium in pit lane, changing the front wing.
Well, CJ's got Tico back. Dutch has got round Cress, and Panda's got by Bottle. So, many moves being made at the end of the Kemmel Straight.
Oh, Panda's picked up a penalty now.
There's a few drivers that have got penalties against their names. CJ's just added his name to the list.
I don't know what's happened with CJ this season. I don't know if it's having to do extra to keep up with the Div 1 boys, but he's got past Tico, and right, he's picking up penalties a lot more frequently than he did in Div 2. I don't know. Right, so now we've got fans of Rivers and Donzo being fans of the fans in the chat now. So we've got a hashtag Team Neats going now. So nice to see everyone supporting each other.
Right, Dutch has now tagged on to this battle for second place.
Crest still on 6th place. I mean, that's a very fast train in front of him. And
Yeah.
he has got DRS as well, so...
Tico back up the inside of CJ.
Just couldn't make the goal on it. He's at across, get a 3-second time penalty. Now in a world with everybody being happy chappies, and you would expect Tico to give that place back. However, it would appear that he's not doing so, so we'll carry on. Crest picking up time penalty. You guys do know, like, there's still another 30 odd plus laps to go.
Well, I'm just wondering how many warnings were picked up on lap 1, because that was a very busy lap.
So, Plexit's has got a 1.6 second lead and looks to be the man in form in FTRL at the moment. He's very quick currently. Tico dropped to 10th in the bus stop, but he's going to have to worry about everybody behind him because there's 5-6 cars in that battle now.
Yeah, and it almost looks like he's backing these guys up, and that train it ends with Panda in 7th.
Gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening, Aaron.
How are we?
Yeah, we're doing alright.
CJ's just overtaken Tico at the end of the straight.
Yep, Tico's run wide again. Bit of contact with CJ, pushes him into the gravel.
Dutch is up the inside of Remco as well at the same time.
Dutch holding that tighter line, he's alongside CJ.
Oh, but he's had a wing coming in. Oh, Dutch has done well to keep hold of that.
In completely unrelated news, gentlemen, the Champions League quarter-final between Man City and Spurs is 3-2 to Man City after 19 minutes.
Well, I mentioned it was 2-2 when Ravers put it in the chat, so obviously...
Yeah, it's now 3-2.
Right?
It's mad.
Well,
But anyway, I'll be here in the background.
Cool. While you was updating us on the football, Crest put a move on Remco through Pouon.
A novel place to do it, but all of these cars battling has allowed Plexus to pull another second on this lap. If there's one place you don't want Plexus, it's in the lead, pulling away from you without trying. He's near enough got fully RS.
Dutch pushing CJ through the bus stop.
And there's overtaking Remco, and
Remco's boxed.
Does he have front wing damage? I shall have a look.
No, it's just a tyre change.
No, it's a tyre change. He's gone back on the supers. So either Remco's going for a 2-stop or they're expecting rain. If they're expecting rain, I would have expected a lot more cars like that. So.
Well, CJ's got Tico back well before the braking zone.
Ravers wondering if it can change the prediction Dutch to win. Ravers now going for hashtag Team Rain, so he must be bored at work and just wants to see everybody struggle.
Well, I know he was keen for me to host the lobby this evening. For that very reason. I could almost sense the disappointment in his text when I said, no mate, I'm streaming.
Right, well, Dutch is now right on the back of Tico. I've seen these two battle hard in the past, even when they were teammates. However, Dutch is going straight past Tico, who's on no ERS. So either Tico doesn't feel as quick at the moment, or Tico wants a slipstream because they've fallen out of range of CJ.
Tico's in the pits.
Plexus isn't. I believe the 2-stop round here is about 7 seconds faster than the 1-stop. Plexus has gone out on the soft tyre as Tico's gone out on the supers, and FTRL Bottle has gone out on the soft.
So Plexit's rejoins P7. He's about 5 seconds behind Matt Cause. 6 seconds behind Matt Cause.
Remco has jumped Tico by pitting one lap early.
FTRL Panda has got past Cress at the end of the Kemmel. Matt Calls, I think, has passed Catamy somewhere.
So Matt Cause and Catamy have been pretty close and swapping positions every lap at the moment. I mean, there's still only half a second between them. Currently onto the podium is behind Goy Carp. One into Poo one. Oh, Goy Carp was run wide.
On this lap, Dutch Tricks has massively closed down CJ, who's just dived into the pit lane.
Goy Carp was overtaken. I mean, on the podium was overtaken Goy Carp, unfortunately. Sorry, I'm supposed to be impartial, but I mean, it's Goy Carp.
That was a big old slide from Dutch out of turn 1. He was almost at pit exit when he finally straightened that up.
Remco fastest lap. He was 2 seconds behind Plex. It doesn't look like 2 seconds anymore. It's only 1.5. Says fastest lap. Obviously going to stop the compound at Plex.
Right, Cat's going to have a go back at Matt Calls.
Cress pitted that lap and fitted the medium tyre.
Okay.
He's weaving on the straight to try and get some temperature into them, so I wonder if he's going to try and take these tyres 34 laps. Tico's got past CJ. CJ on the hard tyre. Blue Phoenix wants to see the 1990 Spa crash again, real carnage.
If you
After
want
this
to,
video, if you go and check...
Panda's off.
Oh, what happened to Panda?
well, he's got no front wing, so whatever's happened to him, it was a big one. We've lost Agent Panda.
Peatman's going for a Crescent Chicken Dude podium.
Well, Cress is currently trying to fend off FTRL Bottle.
Academy's in pit lane. So Panda was second with nobody near him, so I wonder if a curb's caught him out, or...
I wonder if it's that curb out of I think it's Rivage, like turn 8 or turn 9, the one before the corner with the left hand with no name. Because if you run out too wide to that curb on the right hand side, it just spits you across the track. Anyway,
Right,
meanwhile,
so Panda's
Bottles past Cress.
And he's put the super softs on. I'm intrigued about what this weather situation is going to do. Cress going on the mediums has sort of swayed me a little bit, but I don't know. That cloud cover's still there.
Maybe it's just going to toy with us and it's just going to stay like this all day.
Well, Dutch Tricks is still... Matt Cause has done 11 laps on the supers. As has Chicken Guy and Donzo. They're doing very well on stint length currently.
Yep, well, quarter of the race down.
And only 3 retirements. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
To be fair, I think he was having that accident before you said it, so
FTRL bottle has crashed.
Lived up to his name.
Can I just say, personal highlight for me of the evening was seeing onto the podium drive past that car, and you could see the sheer panic when he realised he was in the middle of the track because his wheel adjusted about 84 times. So, personal highlight of the evening for me so far.
So Matt Cause, Chicken Guy are both pitted. They were the two longest runners on the super soft tyre. So Matt Cause has gone on to soft.
Chicken Guy's gone to medium.
Oh!
We've lost Goy. Oh no!
It's the same car on there. No, Guy!
The way that his car was parked across the track there, I'm surprised we haven't got a safety car out.
The Ravens Revenge was wanting a safety car, but I don't think he wanted it at the downfall of Guy Carp. If he did, he's a very, very sick individual.
Tico's got himself another time penalty. Running wide at Puon.
Tico is running very quickly, but he's picking up a couple penalties now. However, I'm never going to mention how many retirements we've got in a race ever again. Because since I did that, we've had 2 more very quickly.
Yeah, you're slowly whittling the field down.
Yes. Can I just say, credit Hattori Donzo. He's still going.
Yep. And he done really well to avoid Goy's stricken comps.
See that. No, good on him. Hopefully he can bring it home.
He's on lap 12 on super soft tyres. He's got the best tyre duration of anybody in the field so far.
Yep. Let's see Panda on the charge against old Chicken.
Did the pandas eat chickens?
Well,
this one does.
We'll find out soon enough.
No, pandas are...
Oh no!
Pandas wide. Oh.
Yeah. I thought that was heading the same way as Goy then.
Deco is overtaking Plexit on the back straight.
Yep, just got to that.
Panda's going on the outside. The bust up chicane is inside for the second part. Respectful racing between the two. It's a better exit, and Chicken Guy doesn't really put up too much of a fight on those medium tyres.
So a bit of a tyre difference between the two.
So all of Goy Carp's fans have now fled over to Team Donzo. So but we still got a hashtag Team Neats in the chat, so that's going well. Right, Donzo is coming into pit lane. Interesting to see what Tyree puts on.
Wing change.
One for the supers. Again. I mean, you got 12 laps on the last time, so another 12 and then a stint on the softs, maybe?
Well, we need to be careful coming out of pit lane because the race leaders are coming by.
It's also a very easy pit lane to get wing damage on when you're coming out of it. I've done that before.
Okay, so yeah, Tico coming by Donzo now.
Yeah, it gets out of the way nicely. But will he see Plexits before the corner? He does.
Yes, he does.
He also sees Remco. It's been great driving so far from Donzo. Might not be the quickest, but probably one of the most courteous on track. That's what's going on in the chat. Hashtag team needs, trending hashtag team needs. And needs coming back. Hashtag have no idea what I'm doing.
That's alright, neither do we.
The rest of us. I'm interested to see, you've got Cress and Chicken Guy two mates in the league both run the same strategy. So either they know something that other people don't, or they're trying something different, which either way is nice to see.
Well, I'm just keeping an eye on that gap between Maccaws and Catamies. It keeps fluctuating.
Oh, Panda's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah, he lost it coming out round Puon and did like a full 360 into the barrier. Instantly retired. At this stage you can't blame him, but shame to see. Just on the outside curve, just flew him across track. Reminiscent of what Dutch Tricks did to me in performance, but we won't go into that.
You kind of just opened that bag of worms.
Oh no, I'm only joking.
As Rivers comments, we'll need one more retirement and Donzo will be in the points.
Yeah, well, we're not even at half distance yet.
But that thing of it being a long race, I mean, our smallest gap is currently 1.8 seconds.
Oh, Dutch! I just went on board with Dutch, and the corner which claimed Goy almost claimed our race leader.
I mean, two Ferrari teammates, it won't be coincidence. I mean, they both have the same skill set, same skill level. So
Dutch pits.
if it can catch Goy out, it can catch Dutch out as well. So I'd suggest if Dutch is going onto the medium tyre, there's going to be no rain. Dutch is going on another set of softs. So I still have no idea if there's going to be any rain. But that could be a double soft to a super at the end. Well, Dutch is trying to get some tyre temp immediately.
Not a bad idea, considering the first corner you face coming out of the pit lane is Eau Rouge.
He go with another penalty. A couple of the boys noticing the wobble from Dutch. Raverson, huge wobble from Dutch. Wow. And Peatman, wowzers in your trousers. Nice. River suggests maybe ran the last 5 laps or something. Crash Chicken put mediums on to get to that time of the race. Then Peatman said there's 5 laps still halfway.
Yeah, on that point, I mean, this race is not so much a challenge for the drivers, it's a challenge for us.
Yeah, I mean, but there are things we've got to talk about, which we'll probably come to a bit later when there's a bit less happening. I mean, there's nothing happening now, but a bit lazy. Was Catamies in front of Matt Cause or behind Matt Cause the last time we were...
He was in front, but Matt Cause is gaining.
Right.
I've been keeping an eye on that. That gap has reduced by about half a second this lap.
Are you still here, Aaron? Because if you are, I want to ask you something.
I am still here, my friend.
Right.
Ask
Well, as
away.
we've got a bit of a lull currently.
Yes.
It's Thursday tomorrow, and we have a special event occurring for the next 8 Thursdays, I believe it is.
Do we?
We do indeed. And that
what's
would
that?
be
Yeah, do you want to enlighten
FTRL
us?
versus PSGL GT Sport with Super Formula cars.
Oh, that. Yeah, I must have forgotten about that. It's not mentioned it for ages.
Yeah, no one's
Other than
mentioned it for
every
at least the
hour on the
last
hour.
hour, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, what would you like to know, my friend? What would you like to know?
Well, you've seen a lot of our current FTRL team members on track. How are you looking ahead, looking forward? Are you raring to go, are you a bit... I don't know. What? Or do you think only good things can come from it?
Well, personally, I mean, we've got a bit of time to kill, so we might as well have a chat about that. No, I think it's going to be fantastic.
Matt Course just clipped the
PSGL.
wall. He got away with it though.
Not surprising. No, PSGL is a league that we have a good relationship with. A lot of respect for all of them. I know a few of our guys race in PSGL and in FTRL and vice versa. So no, I mean, the reason how it's come about is because they've finished their F1 season now, so they're not going to be going again until the new game comes out. So obviously they do run a GT Sport League, which is currently going on as we speak, and Joe Burns is racing in that, representing us. And yeah, so they came to us and said to us about maybe collaborating with something. We put on this idea, and yeah, it's exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. We've got 7 drivers from FTRL, 7 drivers from PSGL, both streamed on our own channels. A sprint race, endurance race, and yeah, it should be ridiculously close, but it should be very, very entertaining to watch. So the Super Formula cars, for those that don't know, are practically like F1 cars.
Baby F1 cars.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt Course has gone!
Matt Course has lost it. Eau Rouge has claimed another victim.
There he goes.
Just as he looks set to probably have a move on Catamies at the end of that straight, he's binned it instead.
Right, there he is.
So in 1 lap's time, Donzo will be in the
I'll say,
points.
you know what that does?
Yeah, well, good on him. But no, just a final point on that front. No, it's going to be very, very exciting. 8 o'clock for the next 8 Thursdays. Yeah, it should be very, very exciting indeed. But anybody that is watching this would love your support on that tomorrow, because it should be a cracker loss. And we did something league versus league. I think it was still our most ever viewed video. So, and I don't need to talk too much about how we dismantled Race Station, but you know, hopefully we can make that. Hopefully, we can make that 2 out of 2. So yeah, come and join us. It's going to be good fun.
So got people in the chat immediately. Hashtag Team Red for tomorrow. So
No, it's all about Team FTRL.
he knows where it's at.
Team FTRL. We'll get that trending.
It's unfortunate for Matt Course there. I mean, unfortunate for us as well, because that was going to be our closest battle. I mean, Dutch is slowly getting on the back of CJ now. So hopefully those two can come together a bit more and give us a battle. Tigo's tyres should be coming to their end before long, so you'd expect Plexits to catch him up.
So you've got Remco's as well.
Rivers missed Matt Cour's crash at Eau Rouge, so that's what happened to fill you in. We were on board with it. He was catching up to the back of Catamies for I think the 6th time this race, looking for a pass probably down the camera straight, and just lost it going into Eau Rouge, unfortunately. So if anybody wants to at Matt Course and say bottle job, I mean, feel free. So inside this top 10, we have a lot of different strategies currently going on. I'm interested to see how it plays out by the end of it. Onto the podium, picking up a penalty. That's not someone you usually see picking up a penalty.
Remco's now completed 12 laps on his current set of super softs. Of course, this set hasn't done the qualifying lap.
Yeah. I think Donzo was our longest stint on the super soft, when 13 last time. Right? Yeah, 13. So, you'd expect Remco is very good in his tyres, maybe 15 at the most. However, Dutch is now in DRS for ends of CJ. with 6-lap fresher tyres.
I was going to say the reigning 2-time Division 1 champion gaining on our reigning Division 2 champion. Of course, Ferrari teammates in Div 1 this season.
They are indeed. Unfortunately lost the third teammate in this race being Goikar. And we have the fourth teammate sat in the box with us, so... We have another hashtag from the chat. Don't bin it Donzo. So there you go. A lot of hashtags we want tonight. Nice to say.
Now, it's unfortunate that we didn't get to race last night. Of course, we've had to cancel a Div 2 round because of Codemasters and PSN deciding that they didn't want us to race last night.
Yeah, it's tremendously unfortunate. But I think it's the one race I probably had the pace to beat Aaron. But, you know... we all have to move on and focus on Canada now.
Remco onto the soft tyre.
So Remco's going to go at the end, so I'm going to guess that there's no rain. I mean, I don't know what other tyres he could have got on, because he can't really go on in a set of supers, so...
Dutch and CJ side by side on the Kemmel Straight. And Dutch is passed.
Remco got lucky there, he had one wheel, or two wheels overside the white line and pit exit.
But he's got a 3-second time penalty, I'm guessing through Eau Rouge.
We got who formerly used to be known as Hammer Time 95. I had to think of it. There was no called FTRL bottle. There's no said he's the biggest bottle out here. I think he's doing himself a bit of an injustice with that. Judging by last season, you're just having a bit of a rough patch today, buddy. So
if you need cheering up, go and find Matt Core's bottle.
That'll do it. I'll watch Matt Core's crash. There you go. So Dutch has pulled 1.5 seconds on CJ, and Pletchett has caught half a second on Tico. I really expect Tico to win before long.
Man City Tottenham update. Dele Alli is an atrocious footballer. That's all from me.
Well, we say this every week. Every week.
No, we normally say that someone else is an atrocious footballer, but I'm not going to say his name because I'll probably get kicked off the admin team if I do.
No, that is not appropriate for FTRL streams, Simon.
I didn't say his name.
Well,
and I did say
the conversation.
You know it's going to come up in the stream chat now.
Yeah, because Raver's Revenge is going to pipe up, and I'm not going to hear the end of it now.
And if it comes up in the stream chat, I have to read it.
You don't. You don't. I will ban you.
You don't.
I will ban you.
Chicken guy with 5-second stop go for exceeding track limits. That's a weird one. Well, I think it's this. Did it happen to you, Simon?
It happened to me at the bus stop.
Yeah, that's where Chicken Guy went past. I believe he's done the same thing you did.
Yeah, if you cut, I think if it's the right hand, or if you get too much curb, it gives you an instant 5-second.
Aaron. Certain Rever's Revenge has put a message in the chat.
Yeah, I've ignored that one. I was just responding to Peatman's message. What's the Liverpool score? It's actually 1-0 to Liverpool. Sadio Mane.
There's a current hashtag in chat.
Yeah, we don't need to know what that is. Really, mate.
Tico's in the pits.
Thank you, Simon. Let's watch Tico go in the pits. Yeah, here we go. Entertainment value.
Action.
Action. There we go.
He's on Cress. Remco's on the softer tyre. Going to the end.
Tico's gone on to the soft tyre. Where's he going to come out in relation to Remco, who's bottled up behind Cress? So
TJ's
Tico,
got back past.
Dutch tricks has had a spin.
I said Dutch is missing front wing on that left hand side,
He is.
and he's 6 seconds behind TJ. But where could you split? Oh, I don't know.
well, I did see him have a massive wobble a few laps ago coming out of turn 1. So unless he's done that again, because if he'd have had his wobble at Blanchimont, he'd have probably come in the pits.
He's side by side with Chris. Gets moved in on the outside. Reva's Revenge has come back with another hashtag saying read it Pagani.
Don't do it.
Oh.
I know this is my own fault, but don't do it. I beg you, you can't see me, but I'm actually on my knees begging you not to read it.
Unfortunately, I can't see Chris staying with Remco.
He's already dropped off a second.
So it's going to be interesting to see where Dutch comes out when he does pit, because someone guess he's going to have to come in with that damage. Or does he try and stick it out to the end of the stint? Well, that's going to be another handful of laps.
Well,
he's in pit lane.
I imagine he's got to go onto the medium.
Yeah, he's not going to make this super to the end, and he started on the soft. It does need to change tyre.
Well, that is a red striped set of tyres going on that Renault.
Dutch is going ballsy. That's why he's a back-to-back champion. If you want any other information, Aaron, Hammer Time 95 reckons Liverpool will win the Champions League this season. There you go. I'm not that big in football, so I don't actually know who's playing and what, but go teams. There you go. Revenge, if he picked softer compounds, he wouldn't have mediums to pick.
He'd have one set of mediums.
I was going to say he would start the race with one set. So Dutch Tricks comes out in 7th place, but I can't imagine him being able to push that much on these supers.
I was going to say he's got to babysit these tyres now for 20 laps. And what was the most we've seen? What's the most we've seen him go? Was it 13 laps, 14 laps?
We saw Remco take a fresh set, 13 laps.
So he's asking a lot of those tyres.
Ox in the chat saying pray for Ox. I think you want to pray for us, mate. I mean, we've still got to do another 18 laps of commentary yet, so. So currently our smallest gap on track is 3.1 seconds, and that's Crest to Remco, which is only going to get bigger. According to Hammer Time 95, aka FTRL Bottle, best strategy would have been super soft.
Well, Dutch was doing soft super.
Oop, Don's always in pit lane again, putting on a fresh set of soft tyres, so he's done another 13 laps on those supers. However, his fuel light is on. So I do hope he's not running rich. I do hope he's underfueled the car and running low. Trying to save some tyres. Yeah, smallest gap is still currently pressing Remco, but it's up to 4.1.
Tico is catching CJ, but CJ's tyres are much older than Tico's at this moment.
So Plexit's is... So who's going to have to pit again here? Let's work it out. So Remco, Plexit's going to have to pit, CJ's going to have to pit, Academy's on the podium, they're all going to have to pit. Tico can maybe make it to the end, but it's going to be a push.
Tico and Remco should probably get to the end at a push.
Peteman's trying to tell Donzo through the stream chat to go lean. We'll try and feed this positive energy towards Donzo and hope that he does go into lean. We don't want him running out and running at 50 mile an hour for a couple laps, that's never good. Ooh, the closest gap has now changed, it's now between Dutch and Academy, which is 4.2. So...
You know, Dutch did just do a fastest lap of the race last time around.
It's sort of gone into that moment where there's sort of not much to talk about currently. I maybe shouldn't have brought out our challenge tomorrow. I maybe brought it out a bit early.
Maybe you could discuss Friday.
That would mean I would have to remember what we're doing Friday. We have our GT Sport League on Friday, that's what we have. 2 tracks. I know the second one's Cuba, but I can't remember what the first one is currently.
First one's Lago Maggiore East, reversed.
And this is why Simon is commentator, he knows everything. Yeah, it's unlikely to be streamed as we're currently full, but we're looking into getting it streaming sort of towards the end of the season or going into next season with some big plans coming, so... I mean, currently we've got Joe Burns and Flying Forum who are running away with the title, but I mean, it's only been 1 round, so... Ravers Revenge for the first plug. Good for you, Ravers. I mean, we'll also plug next week if you want. I mean, FTRL F1 is back next week on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Yes, it is Wednesday. Sorry. They've won Monday, Tuesday at Canada. Hopefully, PSN holding out. It's going to be again an interesting race. Like Div 1 proved on Monday. I think anything can happen at Canada, as Aaron's Canada form will tell us. I believe the last time we did Canada, Aaron got rammed by, was it Tell?
That was a nice memory to come back to.
We're plugging next week, Aaron, currently, as there's a bit of a lull in activity, but Dutch Tricks is caught on the back academy, so we'll leave your painful memory for now.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. So it's banana versus banana. And you would think Catamounts is one of the people who has a stop left to make.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much resistance offered here.
Catamounts braked early and let him past, which is a very smart thing to do. Peteman in the chat, Canada up next, he loves that track. Well, he likes that track, sorry, I emphasise that a bit much. It's a track that a lot of people like. including Aaron, who loves that track and won't hear a bad word said about it.
Oh yes.
So, how are you two boys feeling about Canada being up next?
Confident but nervous because I want to win it.
And sigh.
As a track, I like it. I think I'll get my first ever league race podium at Canada, and I've got my only race win to date at Canada.
That was with us, wasn't it?
It was with you, yeah. It was our last season of performance on 2017. So it's been a while since that happened, but it was a fond memory.
Maybe you, Dan Summers in the chat saying he's loved every minute of the race so far. He also got a podium at Canada in performance, so it's a good track. All around for admins and ex-admins, or old admins / working admins. There you go.
Other than Terry.
So you got Dutch on the back of Crest now, super softs versus mediums. I want to guess Crest will put up a bit more effect than Academies will have done though. So we have some action on track. Come on boys, don't let us down now.
I imagine Dutch will get this done reasonably quickly.
It doesn't need to do anything silly.
I'm going to say, it's going through Poo 1, it's a very difficult place to get an overtake unless you wait until coming up through Blanchimont really into the bus stop chicane. Front of the podium has picked up another penalty and Plexus is in pit lane.
As is CJ.
As is he. Dutch has got past Crest and Crest got a penalty at the same time, but it's side by side in the bus stop. Dutch makes a move on the outside though. Crest going for a switchback. It'll be difficult on the medium tyre, but he's got a hell of a run. Going the outside, turn 1. Gets the move, but Dutch will now have DRS.
I think Dutch has played that smart.
People with another penalty. He's collecting them now. Dutch DRS. Not much Crest could do about that one. Very smart driving from our back-to-back Div 1 champion.
Right, Plexit's on his outlap is currently a second behind Remco.
I was going to say, Plexit did 22 laps on his soft tyre. So, how many laps is people going to have to do on his? 20. So, Tico's going to the end. Remco's probably one of the best in the grid for his tyres, so he's going to the end. So he does have to get past both Remco and Tico on track. Michael C's woke up and just found out there's been 7 retirements. I think it was his mother's birthday today, so happy birthday, Mrs. Michael C's mum. There you go. I'll do it. Even top 3 are close. We are closer than we have been for the last 12 laps, so it's nice to say. Academy is in pit lane.
Well, Cress on his 21 lap old medium tyres is still hanging on to the back of Dutch.
Plexit is right in the back of Remco now. onto the podium. We've got wing damage early on. He's managed 25 laps on a set of soft tyres. He's in the pits now. Ravens bring up it's close, but Tico has a big bag of penalties. And the one person who can't remember getting a penalty, hashtag Team Donzo.
Oof.
Flexits has turned into Daniel Ricciardo. Okay. Okay. That was a very late move, and I want to guess it caught Remco by surprise, but it worked.
Well, I was on board with that, and I just had images of Baku from last season in real life.
We're both in Red Bulls, so
Exactly.
Peatman, Tip and Crest to get a podium. Well, CJ sneaking fastest lap for those fresh shooters.
First man into the 44s.
Come back on board with Donzo for a little bit. And his fuel light's still on, so I'm hoping he's in lane and just underfueled the car to start the race.
Okay, a quarter of the race left.
Remco picked up a time penalty. I have seen a lot of time penalties tonight, which is a bit concerning. I mean, a lot of these guys are normally known for getting clean races. Oh. Can't imagine on the podium going to be as happy with this week as he was last week. I mean, he won the race last week, he's in P8, but it's been a good comeback from early damage.
Well, as is always the case, penalties are going to play their role at the end of this. Plexits is just carving huge chunks off of Tico's on-track lead.
Ravers reckons it's Plexit's race to lose from here, and it's very hard to disagree with him. So Cress has come in the pit lane from 23 laps on a set of mediums. So he's either thought, well, I'm going to pit and actually only lose one place. The Academies on track. I'm not sure, because he's only gone the same length as everyone else did on the soft. And he's actually come out in front of Cat, so he hasn't lost a place by pitting. And then fresh supers to the end. However, Academies is in DRS range. And has DRS.
I mean, does he know about Dutch's earlier brush with the wall and think that he may be stopping again? He's 21 seconds behind. If he can get the hammer down for a lap or two, he might be able to eat into that lead enough to maybe get an undercut if Dutch does pit.
It's been a very lonely race for Chicken Guy tonight. I mean, he's 21 seconds down on the podium. And a lap in front of Donzo. Oop, Chicken Guy's had a wobble as I've gone on board with him. Sorry, Chicken Guy. Maybe I shouldn't talk about individual drivers tonight. Oof. Well, Academies has very low ERS left compared to Crest. Raven suggesting Crest going for the fastest lap. But I don't believe that carries any points in the Championship Challenge Series. Correct me if I'm wrong. However, Crest coming to pit lane for the Supers would suggest that it's not going to rain. So, there we go. Had a quick look penalty wise, not to see how many people have got, to see how many people have got penalties. And in the race currently there's only one car that does not have a penalty. And that is Donzo,
who we are riding on board with right now.
He has one warning, and that was for a collision with the Agent Panzer on lap 1, which they were together on the launch mode.
Well, there's Cress in his fastest lap.
Tico just got the back of a Donzo, but he realises he's there and pulls over to the side nicely. Does the same for Plexits. A very composed drive from Donzo tonight. Great to see him finish a race and finishing points in position. From all the onboard I've seen, he's let everybody through nicely. Not held anyone up, just got on with his own race, and he's currently 10th place. So, I mean, can't fault him, man. You're having a brilliant race tonight. Dutch tricks in pit lane. You called it. And with Crest setting that fastest lap, he should in theory come out in front of him. However, theories involving Dutch tricks don't always come to mind.
Dutch has just left the box.
Where's Crest?
Of course, he's got the shorter route round turn 1.
Crest is exiting turn 1 and Dutch is right in front of him, so Crest will go past and run for Rouge.
Oh, will he?
Side by side, boys. I thought it was going to be Alonso versus Webber all over again.
And Crest got the DRS assistance as well.
But Dutch is in with him in a straight line.
Yeah.
The chicken guy's still on the mediums. I want to guess he's just going to be happy to get to the end today. Just hasn't gone right for him tonight. Peatman 8 to go and Plexit is catching. He is indeed. However, he's at the mid-range of these tyres now, so if he doesn't catch him soon, the tyres are going to start falling off. But Tico, I mean, we've seen him get a heap of penalties so far.
I was going to say, with his bag of penalties, as Ravers called it,
Ooh, Dutch is trying to get past Cress already.
Oh, there's a bang.
Some contact before Bosch him up. Side by side through the bus stop. Is Dutch playing it smart again? Saw him do this earlier. But DRS, the better run, is he going to wait until one past all Rouge? Make sure he has DRS. On the podium, currently driving in no ERS, just having a Sunday drive, or on a Wednesday. Dutch front outside DRS. We saw Crest stay within a second of him the last time he overtook him. We were on different tyre compounds, this time we're on the same tyre compounds. Can he stay with him this time? I mean, I hope so. But it's not looking good so far. He's fallen a second back already. And got massively sideways through P1. He did well to save that crash. So Dutch is 27 seconds behind CJ. I know he's good, but I can't even see Dutch catching CJ in this race now. However, CJ is catching Remco. And Plexits is caught the 3/10 on Tico. There could still be a battle for all three places on this podium. Dutch setting the fastest lap. Was it a 43?
That was a 43. That was...
I think that's quicker than I can qualify around there, so he's not hanging about.
Yeah, he's just gone a full second quicker than Cress's previous best fastest lap.
Plexits has taken 4/10 out of Tico in a sector. He's going to be in DRS range very shortly. Now the question's going to be is how hard does Tico fight him with his penalties? Well, Tico's pulling away in a straight line, which suggests Tico has the better straight line second. Or it could suggest that Plexits is saving more ERS, I don't know. Anything's possible. But CJ's also closed half a second on Remco. The boys on the soft tyre at the front, beginning to struggle possibly. However, Plexits...
Yeah, but those boys on the supers are going to start struggling for tyre life as well.
The podium still driving around in no ERS. I think someone needs to go give him a kick to see if he's still alive. He's supposed to use some corner just to let you know. CJ 1 second behind Remco. No, 1.1 seconds, okay. Thanks again for updating. Yeah, Plexus definitely seems to catch him through this tight and twisty middle sector, which seems to loot. Oh! Plexus with a 3-second penalty. Again, I think it's one of these races where the finishing positions at the line might not be the finishing positions after the line.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a bit of shuffling at the end of this.
For all we know, Donzo could be winning this race tonight with no penalties. However, DRS range Alexis is now in. With the rearranges that, it might have made a sentence. And CJ is in DRS for into Remco at the same time. People, this is a Tico Plexits finale. Oh. We're definitely gaining, but it's going to be another lap yet. Unless he goes for another Ricciardo lunge. He pulled the last one off. Ravage Revenge coming up with a very good point. If this was a 300% race, Donzo would win because everyone else would get disqualified. It's a very valid point. Half a second gaps within both pair of cars. And I can't imagine Chicken Guy's car is very happy on those 27 lap old medium tyres yet.
Well, CJ's definitely looking more comfortable on his super softs than Remco is on his softs.
Plexits is right up the gearbox of Tico. I don't know if Tico made a little bit of an error, but Plexits has gone
There's a
for it.
move.
Plexits also got the RS for a little short straight up into turn 1.
Yep, CJ's just
But-
going to bide his time behind Remco for another few corners.
Plexits had a bad entry into the first corner and had a bit of a slide, so Tico is well within this DRS range. He's probably going to make a move on the straight. Plexits with a little weave, a little bit naughty, but Tico goes back around the outside and holds the position.
CJ on Remco. Around the outside.
Oh!
Oh,
Contact between CJ and Remco. No wing damage though. Donzo's still got his fuel light on. I'm concerned, but I mean he's got one lap less than everyone else, but I mean he's still got to make it to the end. I want him to make it to the end well. I don't want him to be upset at the end because he's driven a great race. Plexit's coming again.
I mean, if anyone in the chat
Oh.
is in his ear, please tell him to
Side
run
by side,
lean
launch
for a
him
bit.
up. Oh,
Tico with another
apparently running on the
penalty.
outside of Boschimo. I don't know what's happening, but coming onto that straight, Tico is 10 mile an hour slower than Plexits. And no one's opened DRS on that little short straight. Oh. Well, Remco stayed on the back of CJ for this lap, so it comes in another move.
Oh.
Tico's pushing Plexits
Yep.
through a rouge. Tico does not want to let this go tonight, and it's good to see because it gives us something to watch. CJ holds position from Remco with a little bit of weave to say, "Oh, please don't pass me, I just want to stay in front of you." Catamese is going in the pits. But there's still another lap to go yet, Cat.
So Cat definitely going for a fastest lap, but you won't get a point for it because, like we said earlier, I don't believe they run the extra points in this division.
But he's going to come up in front on at the podium, so it hasn't cost him a place. But it's a strange one. Plexit's still running quicker than Tico down the straight.
Yeah, but
Again, they're
he's in no ERS mode,
both of them are.
so they're saving it for the Kemmel.
Does Plexit go for it into turn 1, or does he wait for Camel straight on the last lap? He's waiting for Camel. And they're coming at the back of Chicken Guy this lap. They're both in overtake ERS already. Plexit is gaining. He's about to get the ERS down the straight. I don't think there's much Tico can do. DRS activated. Tico pulls to the left, pulls to the right. We have brave mover on the outside. Tico's held it. Reflects a little bit of a wobble.
Remco's got by Chicken Guy. Chicken Guy, CJ. She was saying Chicken Guy earlier on.
Well, both of our leaders are right behind, wait, one corner behind Chicken Guy. So I do hope Chicken Guy gets a clean last lap. CJ is in no ERS. I'm gonna guess he's gonna try and keep it for that last little bit straight into blush him up.
Yeah, Tico's in no ERS. Plexit's in mode 1. Turns it up to number 4.
I think even though Tico's got the penalty, Plexit's gonna go for a move. I guess Tico's gonna pull to the right and go defensive. He does. Plexit's gonna go around the outside at the bus stop chicane for the last time.
Gives him the inside for the
Tico's,
left-hander.
Oh, Tico's got 5 second stop go. Oh, the push, the sideways, they've spun! Oh! Oh no! Remco and Chris are coming. Plexit's got going again. But CJ's got the win because of Plexit's penalties. Oh my god.
Oh
god. Aaron?
Called it.
Aaron, I think you're going to have some work to do tonight.
Yep, looking forward to that one.
Big tricks coming home in 5th place.
Yeah, I called that one. CJ to win. Well, that'll be interesting.
Press waving across the line in 6th.
Podium interview's going to be interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm
Tico's
quite.
not going to be there.
I'll let you interview Plexit's, Aaron.
Yeah, you can do that one. Yeah, I'm not doing that one. Can I just mention, Atari Dunzo is coming across the line to finish in 10th place with not one penalty. The only driver on the grid to do so.
Well played.
Can I just
I'm
give?
not interviewing no one, by the way. I'm just here as a spectator.
Can I just give Chicken Guy a shout out? 32 laps on a set of mediums once he completes this.
Academy's finishing a race in 7th place. Onto the podium,
Yeah.
finishing in 8th.
7 retirements and Catamies wasn't one of them.
Dutch is not happy in their chat. Reva's Revenge, I would like to officially remind Aaron that he sacked me from stewardship for a comment he made earlier. Chicken Guy happy with his 31 laps on mediums. It's nice to see the stream chat backing up Donzo for no pens. I mean, it's a great drive, the only driver not to get a penalty in the race. Cannot stress that enough. It's hard enough to do when you're experienced at the game, but I mean, he's in a game a while, but he's fresh on a wheel. It's his first league, and can't even be his 5th race, and he's got no penalties at Spa in a full race. That was a cracking drive.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah, you can interview Lexi Taron.
I'm not interviewing nobody, mate. I'm here as a spectator.
Oh, no. You're the official diffuser. You can do it.
No, sod it, I don't mind.
Right, well, we've been joined by our 3 podium finishers, so I'll let you kick it off. So you're usually pretty good at that.
Right, well, first of all, well done, guys, for completing a 44 laps of Spa. Good effort. So we'll start off with CJ. Coming into that final lap, you was probably just concentrating on finishing ahead of Remco. Was you expecting?
That was my.
That was probably just it. You had no, ambition or thinking of I'm going to win this.
No, none at all. No idea. I say it was just Remco. What was on my mind? I felt like my tyres were starting to wear out towards the end of the super softs. Got 40%, and then like I say, I just kept it together and got past him. But that was a very good battle, definitely all the way through. But Plexus at the end, I'm not too sure what happened. Didn't know. Like I say, finishing first was unexpected.
It looked controversial, but we'll probably clear that. We'll clear that up later on tonight.
I got my elbows out a bit, but I think he's okay with it.
Maybe I'll send something in. No, I don't think so. It's okay. I would have lost it either way, so it's fine. It's his.
See, good sportsmanship there.
Yeah.
So before we kicked off tonight, what was you hoping for from tonight's event?
To be honest, I didn't do a single lap of practice. Just quickly put on TT before I joined, and just thought I'm not too bad around Spa, so see how it comes. But like I say, what was different was the one-shot qualifying. I'm not too sure how I managed to do so well. Some people started on the softs, but I managed to get a half a decent lap in, and I thought start the race, go for the softer to the harder, and then back to the softer towards the end of the race, and see how it pans out. Like I say, just watch the race unfold, and just sort of got through it, managed it.
I mean, there are a few differing strategies. Did you have any sort of idea that one way might be better than the other, or was it just a suck it and see?
Yeah, just whatever the computer suggested. It suggested sort of super soft, softs. I thought, don't like the sound of that, so I thought super softs. I like to be fast towards the end and see where you're at, sort of thing. Get some fast laps and hopefully catch the pack up. But yeah, it worked out in the end.
Well, like I say, it's worked out. A solid drive, and congratulations.
I'm just glad I ain't binned it again. Last 3 races, I've ended up in the wall. So,
well, yeah, there's a if anything, that's the biggest positive to take out of this, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. The pressure of like Division 1, I think, is a lot. Some of the boys obviously in it, they're so fast, Dutch, Plexit, etc. And battling at the start of that race, like I say, finally managing to keep it with them was good for me. I like to say, I enjoyed it. Probably one of the best races I've had in FTRL, to be honest with you. I really enjoyed it.
That was a solid drive and well-deserved results. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
Okay, right. Well, Plexits, I have the pleasure of talking to you. First of all, I'm going to say thank you, CJ, because I tipped you before the race started, so well done, mate.
Oh, did you? Well, that was a random guess, I think.
I mean, I must say that I imagine that incident at the final corner will come in, so I'm not sure what will happen after the race, but on track you certainly won it.
Yeah, well, like I say, it's one of those where it's last move, last bit of the track. That's the only opportunity I had, so I went for it. So it's up to him, but I enjoyed it.
I don't know about your incident.
I was on about the Plexus and Tico incident.
Something else happened.
I'll come to that in a minute, but anyway. Plexus.
Oh, well, okay.
First of all, mate, obviously, despite the last lap incident, first 100% race in FTRL, how did you find it?
I found it was pretty fun. It was good to see I was pretty consistent on all my laps.
Yeah, I
like
mean,
within 3-4 tenths.
Yeah, you looked in pretty good shape. Obviously, from the start of the race going forward, you looked it looked like it was either going to be you or Tico that was going to go on and win that. So, I mean, I know you was in a party with Tico. Was you kind of giving him a bit of stick during the race? Was you having a bit of banter as you was driving, or was you solely focused on the race tonight?
No, I wasn't even having a banter with him. It was just, I don't know what he did, but it was just a stupid mistake from him.
Yeah.
Cost me the win.
Well, we'll come to that in just a minute. I mean, one thing I do want to ask you is, in terms of your form, you seem to be. I mean, obviously, in physics, your teammate in Division One, but in terms of the drivers that were there last season, you seem to be the one that's carried your form over from last season. Have you spent a lot of time in between the season practicing, or have you just found like a nice rhythm now with the league? You're quite comfortable with everything, and you can kind of bring that to every single race you're doing.
Yeah, I think the second option. I don't feel like I'm not getting so much pressure anymore. I find, or at least I'm putting not so much pressure on myself, and then it goes way easier.
Yeah, I mean, because like we've all said, I think every single season that you've had, you've got closer and closer. I mean, the Challenge Championship, obviously, it's. Do you find it's like it's a nice sort of break from the normal divisions? Because I know obviously the normal divisions is quite a lot of pressure, especially for the last couple of seasons where you've been putting everything into trying to beat Dutch. But does it give you something else to kind of take your mind off of things? Do you enjoy this championship?
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's something different. I've never seen it before, so it's like it's called a challenge. So yeah, I find it quite fun.
Cool. Right. Well,
Looking forward to next week.
yeah. I mean, the last thing I'll say to you then was obviously the last lap. We caught that on the stream, and I was on board with you when it happened. Just talk us through it from your end. Obviously, I know it was the final lap of the race, and
Yeah.
I think you was going to win it on penalties anyway. But
Yeah.
do you think it was sort of a bit stupid, or do you think it was just a case of everyone just trying to push to take the win on track?
I mean, yeah, I was just trying to take the win on track, obviously, but I I don't know if I gave him too less space or something, because I thought I gave him enough space. I was in front, I think, with my nose in the final corner, so I don't know what. I really don't know what he did, but he spun into me, he said, and because of that I spun. Yeah.
Well, I know he got a Tico got a stop go on the entrance to the bus stop chicane because I think he cut the first bit of the chicane, and then it looked like because of the angle that you had to take coming out of the chicane, and obviously where Tico was round, I think he rode the curb, maybe slid out a little bit and took you with him. Not really sure what happened, but ultimately that's at this moment in time. Obviously, it's cost you the win. How annoyed was you at the time, or was you just sort of looking at it as like a racing incident, just unfortunate?
I'm very annoyed. I don't like when I get like stolen from a win like that. So yeah.
Of course. Well, nevertheless, mate. I mean, but for that final lap incident, it was a fantastic race from you, and it's good to see that you're. I think at this moment in time, I think most people will agree with me. Obviously, physics has come back and done well in Division One, but you certainly do look like the man to beat. So, good luck going forward, mate, in both championships. So well done.
Thank you very much, man.
Right, Rani, on to you, pal.
Can I just say it's good to see Plexus in form, so he can like carry me in the constructors championship. Just So. Nah, on the Remco. Good race from you. P3 was it?
Yeah, P3 it was. In the end, I kind of expected it because I thought that Tico had a lot of penalties, so I thought it was good on Tico. And then CJ came in the end. I knew we were quite close on penalties. I thought maybe he will get that last extra warning to get a penalty, which I hoped which would get during our battle. Yeah, it was a fun battle. Last lap, of course, intense. Tried to overtake him, which I did, and then the last corner he got back at me. Yeah, kind of pushed me wide in the last corner though. I'll look at it again, and I think it's okay. So I think it's his.
Well, I just want to thank you a lot for putting on the show. I mean, Remco, obviously we've seen that you can't make every race, either Div 1 season or some of the challenge races this season with things going on. So, do you think you're just going out for as many wins as you can this season now and just...
Yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy every race and see what I can do. You know, the Belgium is one of my favorites, so I was really looking forward to this one. 100% race. It was very intense, you know, you have to be so focused, you can't get penalties, and I got just too many, because otherwise I might have approached it differently with CJ, but still, it's fun, and I got pole position, which I also didn't really expect. It's in practice, Plexus put in a 41.8, and I only did a 42.2, so I was pretty surprised by my pole position, but yeah, it was fun.
Well, with you being one of the admins for the Challenge Championship, how do you? I mean, we've only had 2 races, but how do you think it's panned out so far? Are you enjoying like how everyone's looking at it?
Yeah, I think it's very much fun actually, because just every week is something different. Next week we have a full wet Bahrain, obviously a huge challenge for everybody. And this one was also really fun. Last week I think also many people enjoy it, so it's going quite well so far, I think. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next 10 races. I think it's right. Yeah, 10. Yeah.
Well, like I said, it's a pleasure to see you on the podium again. It's been a couple of races since you've been
Yeah.
here.
Thanks. Indeed.
To everybody else that's got a podium today, well done. And
Thank you.
and I'll pass you back to Sai because I usually tend to just ramble after a while. So there you go, Sai.
Yeah, you're rambling. Right, well that concludes this week's Challenge Championship round. Tomorrow night, as mentioned earlier on in the stream, we will be kicking off our GT Sport Special League alongside PSGL GT. 7 versus 7 of our drivers versus theirs in Super Formula cars for the next 8 weeks. So please, if you are watching us tonight, please tune into that, because I know that us as an admin group are extremely excited about it and can't wait to get cracking with it.
And don't get put off by Michael C.
Yep, so thanks for tuning in tonight, and we'll hopefully see you tomorrow.